Okay, example 1. You're going to find the volume. Shh. If the region bounded by y equals square root of x. Shh. You can't see a darn thing. La 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 la. There we go. Better? Y equals square root of x. My favorite function. Y equals 0. And x equals 9. That region you're going to find is revolved around the x-axis. We don't get to other axes till later. All right. No, as in x equal to 9. We could revolve it around x equal 9, or we could revolve it around y equal 1. Okay, or whatever we choose to revolve it around. Okay, so we're revolving around the x-axis. What this is going to be in terms of? If we're revolving around the x-axis, what's it going to be in terms of? And everything's going to be in terms of x. I'm trying to give you ways to interpret this so you make sure you do the right problem, because that's the biggest problem. You will get absolutely no credit on my test if you're supposed to be revolving around x, or if you're supposed to do everything in terms of x, you do everything in terms of y for a revolution. For some of the problems, you can get the same answer. It's just harder one way or the other. For revolution, if you revolve it around the wrong part, you're not even in the same. It's called on the AP test, you're not in the problem because you're doing something else. You're not doing the intended problem. Yours could be harder or easier. It doesn't matter. You're not doing the intended problem, so you get no points. I start to do more AP grading now. Okay, so we need to sketch. So we're going to swag. It's square root of x. Come on, y'all can do that, right? F of x equals square root of x. We're going between 0 and 9. So there's 0. I'm just going to say this is x equal to 9. I don't even care if it's right. It's close. We'll say that's 1, 2. Oh, actually it works. 1, 2, 3. What's the square root of 9? It's 3. I actually, it's kind of scary when I do that. Okay, so we're trying to find this region right here. We're going to revolve it around the x-axis and see what its volume is. Is this going to be a dot? You know what dots are, right? The candy? Okay. We're revolving around the x-axis. This x-axis, we're going to label it as y equals 0, yes? This is y equals square root of x, yes? We're going to take one cross-section, just one cross-section. That's going to be our radius. What is our radius equal to? It's equal to the square root of x minus 0, which is equal to the square root of x. Yes? Draw a cross-section. If you don't have room over here, draw it over here. So we're just going to draw it. That's our r. We're going to take it and we're going to revolve it around the x-axis. That's a circular cross-section. It has a height that is the height of the cylinder is delta x, right? Yes. And we know r is the square root of x. What are our limits of integration? 0 to 9, because are we stacking the cylinders this way? So we're going to stack them from 0 to 9. Does everyone see? So what's our area for this? Area is equal to pi times this radius, whatever it is. We'll say it's 1. Radius squared, not the pi squared. Radius squared. So what's the volume equal to? Pi times r1 squared delta x. Everything's got to be in terms of x. So if I want to find the complete volume, is the equal to pi integral from what to what? 0 to 9 of the radius. What is our radius? root of x, square it, dx. Is that an easy integral? Doesn't get any easier. Was the hardest part getting it all set up? And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to think you got this because I'm doing an easy one because I didn't want to scare y'all at first. And you're going to think you don't have to draw the drawing, and you're going to set up the wrong integral and you're going to get no points. I will give you points on the test if you will draw the figure. I will give you points if you label it properly. I will give you points if you tell me what the correct volume is. I will give you points if you set up the integral and can't integrate, which would be really silly because they're all easy. The calculus steps on this are really easy. Setting it all up is painful for y'all. You have to practice. There's a lot of details in this. I'm showing you the easy way because I see no point in making this hard on you. But there's a lot of detail I'm doing for you. If you do it the same way, it'll be easy. If you go out on your own, good luck with that. All right, so it's pi integral from 0 to 9 of x dx. Yes, we did our algebra step. We've already done some geometry. Now, what's the antiderivative of x? X squared over 2 evaluated from 0 to 9. So that means it's pi times 81 halves minus 0. So that's it. It's 81 pi over 2. Sorry, 81 pi over 2.
That was easy.
Yeah? Was that easy? Was the calculus really easy? For most of these problems, the calculus is really easy. Is getting it set up. Okay, are we just going to revolve around the x-axis today? No. So let's do a y one now. Here's our example 2. Why do you hate me? I think it's because I'm not being patient today. Okay, find the volume. Somebody look on this is my mood villain shirt. Which is impatient? Who's impatient? Huh? Jafar. Okay, I'm Jafar today. Earlier today, if y'all were in Miss Basconi's, I was the Queen of Hearts. I was mad. Okay, find the volume if the region bounded by, is that always the way it's not always going to be worded that way, but is that what it means? Are you going to have to interpret whatever they use to describe this? Yes. Y equal x squared, is that my other favorite function? Y equals 4 and x equals 0. Is that the y-axis? That region is revolved around the y-axis. Okay, we can graph it without going to y's. We'll go to y's in a minute. So graphing this. Am I swagging? Of course I am. Does x squared look like that? But since I am bounded by, oh, I should have said something else. I should have said that x was greater than or equal to 0. Because this is a parabola, right? And I should be more specific. So it's only first quadrant. They could also do this, how could they also say it? First quadrant. Many ways to define that, right? Okay, since it is revolving around the y-axis, what is this with respect to?
Y.
Thank you. See all the things I teach you? Like, y'all got that. I can't tell you how many times it's been difficult to get across. All right, my other functions. I got y equals 0. No, I got x, this is x equals 0. No, this is y equals 0. No, this is y equals, yeah, okay. This is x equals 0. x equals 0. That's one of my boundaries, because that's keeping it in the first quadrant. And then we're going to say this is y equal 4. Fair enough? Okay. So that means this is x equal 2. Because 2 squared is 4. We need cross sections that are perpendicular to the y-axis, like so. If you look this way, is it delta y? Am I trying to impress upon you that this is all in terms of y? This function needs to be in terms of y. We have that this is y equal x squared. How do I solve for x and get it in terms of y? I have to square root. I have to take it to the half power. Does this mean that x is equal to y to the 1/2 power? Wait. No. Yes. Right? And I only want the positive one. I only want the positive arm because I said it was first quadrant. Yeah? This would be the negative arm. Okay, so this is going to be y equal x equals square root of y. What's my left-hand boundary? X equal 1, right? 0. Yes? Okay, so this is going to be one of my, that's my radius. So I'm going to draw a cross-section down here. Here's the radius. And notice, emphasizing again, that's delta y. What's this area? So let's see, what is R? What's the right-hand curve? Square root of y. What's my left-hand curve? 0. So is my radius square root of y? So this area of that one cross-section is equal to pi times square root of y squared. So that means the volume of just one section would be pi square root of y squared delta y. So do I need to look for integrations in terms of y? And what are they? What am I starting with? Y equals 0. Am I going to y equal 4? Are those my limits of integration? Okay, we're going to set up the integral now. So my volume, can I pull the pi out because it's just a constant? A coefficient. So I'm integrating from 0 to 4 my radius, which is square root of y squared dy. Is the calculus easy at this point? Was all this hot mess figuring out what to do, was that the hard part? I've had lots of practice and I've always been really good at this. But for y'all to get where y'all can do it that fast, does it take practice? Okay, so this is pi. I'm integrating from 0 to 4. Y, square root of y squared is y dy. What's the antiderivative of y? Y squared. Have we done this today? Oh, imagine that. Mrs. White making you do it again. Isn't that just funny? Not so much. So pi, and it's going to be 16 over 2 minus 0, which means it's 8 pi.
Tutto è più facile.
Do you agree with the Italian that it's very easy? It's easy. Do y'all need to see some more examples? Or do y'all want to try some? Your choice. I got 2 more examples I could do, or y'all can just try it. Okay.